My name is Suzanne, and I am a mental health and fashion blogger, and I'll also try with my mental health work that I try to do, and I'm feeling very nervous and exhilarated to try to unearth my YouTube channel and find a sense of purpose in my YouTube channel. And I do have a sense of purpose, but it's quite vague because I do tell people that I do mental health blogging and but in terms of YouTube, I'm not very specific on my plans and my So my experiences with dating has not been I won't lie. I'm a single 26-year-old, and I have had not much luck in I've been in unhealthy relationships where I was abused and it was taken seriously by the police and so on for me, and it was actually and mentally especially draining for me, and I found it difficult to person to understand a relationship that I would take advantage of, even though I was when I was wrong. And I think this is just some general tips of like a marriage counselor, or I think that is a quick disclaimer that I'm not a mental professional. This is based on experiences, and I think it's important to know that as well before. Okay, so I'm single, and I'm a 26-year-old, and I was abused by my ex-boyfriend, and it got so serious that I had to get the police involved and so on that. And but if before I even started dating, if I was asking myself, my 19-year-old self when I had my first ex-boyfriend, was that what advice would I give to myself when I was 19? I would say the following. I would say take it easy and understand and know the person before this is more advice that based on for me myself was finding someone a potential partner. But really, I think it's important it would have been really helpful for me to know myself more about myself, if that makes sense. If I knew that I want what I wanted in life, and I would find someone who could help me ground myself even more, ground myself, my values and so on. Yeah, and I would tell myself to be self-aware and know what I wanted for my career, for my studies, for my goals, personal goals in life and personal development. What's my strengths and weaknesses and so on. And I did neither of these things. I did neither of this. I jumped into a straight relationship. I thought someone who I wanted who I dated for 2 years. I thought he was stable, he was okay looking, he was financially well off, I guess, enough, and the best thing that attracted me to him back then was his academic studies and his commitment to academic studies. But that was not a real relationship. It's someone who, especially with someone who has a mental health issue, you need someone who will be there with you especially through the tough times, through your relapses, through you having suicidal thoughts. How will they respond to those sort of things? How will they respond if you were feeling suicidal and you were about to harm yourself? Would they tell you to snap out of it? Would that be the best idea? Would they tell you, I'm really concerned about you right now, health well-being, I think we need to take hospital? How would they know? Sorry, I did not know how these things, or I was not even aware. I had depression at the time. I did not know how to. I think it comes with time and maturity, of course, but it's important as a partner to know about the person and to do their own research as well. To do their own research and believe also that the other person can recover and they can support them in the recovery. But how does it make it? It's just, relationship is so tricky. It's so tricky, and I'm bouncing on my feet again. I don't know why I'm doing this. Yeah. And advice to you is, and relationships and so on, Everyone does. Everyone always wants to improve, and or they have their own struggles, even like in their relationships, in their friendships, in romantic relationships, and so on. But when terms of for me, I want someone who will understand me and walk with me through this journey and this mental health journey and so on. And it was really hard for me at first to vocalize it. It would be hard for me to vocalize it for a potential partner again, even though they might know from I don't know, from word of mouth, from our circle of friends, something like that. But the point is, it's more of a rant. This video, it's more of a rant of dating, my frustration with dating and so on, and of why have all these things happen to me, and why do I keep meeting bad people. It just really frustrates me to the point I didn't understand it. It's a shame. I feel ashamed for my own self-worth is sometimes is seen from up here to nothing down there, and it's gonna say it's hard. People they're not to compare, but I compare to help improve myself, because we're also our hardest critic as well, and we are at times unforgiving of our own like self-criticism, and we're very strong in the sense that we're confident. This